Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Central Michigan Stacker. Glad you could be with me today. I have a few bars here I'd like to show you, some 10 ouncers, a few 1 ounce bars, just a few things of interest you might find interesting. And I wanted to talk a little bit. I've been watching a lot of Andy Schectman as of late and what he has to say about the Belt Road Initiative and the BRICS nations. And if you're not familiar with what the BRICS nations are, I kind of want to give you a little bit of tutorial as to what I'm talking about as far as the BRICS nations. The BRICS nations are primarily compiled of communist countries that want to break away from the traditional values of the United States and break away from using the dollar to buy oil from Saudi Arabia. This is a little 1 ounce bar I got from, well, he calls himself Empire Precious Metals now, I believe. At this point in time, he was the stacking stormtrooper. You all know him as Stormy, but he's changed his show up a little bit. He does auctions and whatnot. I think he does them on Monday or Wednesday on YouTube. Gold and silver auctions, you can catch him on there. And he goes by Empire Precious Metals, I believe now. But this is a little 1 ounce bar he had made up for a channel, for a little, you know, something to help his channel along. Probably overpaid for it, but you know, that goes in helping a guy grow his channel. So, but back to the BRICS nations. What it is they are Brazil, Russia, India, China, Saudi Arabia, and primarily any other country with a dictator or a king in power that's primarily communist. And what they're trying to do is they want to come up with their own form of money, some monetary, either digital or, you know, I'm not sure exactly what they're going to come out with. They're trying a couple different things right now, but some type of digital dollar or a form of money backed by gold. That's why those countries have been buying gold like it's going out of style for about the last 10 years or so. And what they want to do is, between 50 and 60 years ago, the U.S. made a deal with Saudi Arabia that we would give them protection, military-wise, as long as they only took the dollar, our dollar, to pay for their oil. Well, the time limit has run out on that deal. Like I said, it was a 50-year deal. And since the time limit has run out, now we are, you know, on the books somewhere around $40 trillion in debt. The amount of money that the U.S. takes in for taxes, for businesses, for income taxes, property taxes, everything you can think of, all the tax that comes in to the government in the U.S. Won't even service the amount of interest on that money. And the amount of interest that's on our national debt right now is actually more than we even use for our military on a yearly basis. So if you like the direction the country's going in, and you're happy with what your government's doing for you, keep voting Democrat. Because those are the people right there that are taking our country down. And it's sad. They've left the border open. When Trump left office, we had the least amount of people coming across that border in a number of years. And as soon as Biden got in there, not only did he stop the pipeline construction, he stopped the border wall construction, he stopped drilling, and buying, you know, crude oil and oil from Venezuela and selling our reserves to China. Does any of that make sense to anybody listening to this video? Because it doesn't make a bit of sense to me. And I just don't know the type of person that would make sense to. I don't get it. These BRICS nations are looking at coming up with their own form of a digital dollar or some type of money backed by, you know, fiat or whatever it might end up being, backed by gold, possibly silver. And that's why they've been stockpiling that, because they want to have control over the planet's oil. They want to write out the U.S. completely. They don't want us involved because of, you know, one of the things is the sanctions that we put on Russia. All these other countries see that all they have to do is act up and the U.S. puts sanctions on you, okay? Well, what did that do? That told a lot of other countries like Japan, China, all these other countries that were buying up our debt, that scared them right away, because they're like, well, if they can put sanctions on Russia and cut their money supply off so they can't buy any oil from Saudi Arabia, who's to say that they can't do it to us as well? So they're wanting to come up with their own system for purchasing oil from Saudi Arabia. And they're going to do it because they're going to back it with gold. And who knows where the price of gold is going to go because of it. But before long, if you don't have any gold in your box, and I'm not telling you to go out and buy it and spend every penny you have on it to try to get some, but I'm just letting you know now, if you don't get some before long, you may not be able to afford it at all, period. Because let's just say the United States has to use gold and back their digital dollar that they're trying to come out with. If that were the case, we would have to reevaluate gold at such a high number to get ourselves out of the debt crisis that we're in, that it would primarily make it impossible for, you know, the middle class, the working class, to even own any. And that's who the Democrats are trying to get rid of. If you don't see that, you must be blind. Because they're doing everything in their power. I mean, just go to the gas station. Just go to the grocery store. If you don't see what they're doing to us right there, then I don't know what to tell you. It's like you go to the grocery store and you're in the meat department. 4 steaks is $60. 4 steaks, and there's nothing special about them. Regular 4 steaks, ribeyes, $60. Who can afford that? That's Bidenomics working for you right there. Go to the gas pump. I remember when I was younger, gas used to go up 1, maybe 5, 10 cents at the very most. Now it goes up 50 cents a click, 60 cents a click overnight. I'm not sure if I'm right about this, but it almost seems like the gas stations around me give us working people a little bit of a break early morning. They'll charge, you know, $3.40, $3.50. But by the time I'm on my way home, gas is right back up to $3.80, $3.90, almost $4 a gallon. And it's like the people in D.C. that don't worry about these gas prices because they don't pay for their own gas and they have other means of transportation. They don't pay for the things that you and I pay for. So it's a disconnect. They have no feelings towards it whatsoever. All they're worried about doing is filling their pockets with more of our money. That's it. Ever since they decided to make an income tax, and how foolish people were just to hand over their money. Oh, here, Oh, here, government, take 2/3 of it. Fuck it, I don't need it. I didn't work hard for it. You're using it wisely. Give me a break. Take our goddamn money and then want to use it for idiotic things. New Green Deal. Eventually, a lot of things will have to be electric, but until they figure out a plan to be able for everyone to afford it, and not only that, but to make it practical, it's not going to happen. They have to devise a better way. I mean, shit, they had steam locomotives before they even came out with cars and whatnot. They used steam. Why don't we go back for that? Somebody's got to be able to come up with a good steam-powered engine. I mean, all it is boiling water. Yeah, they threw coal into a chute to get everything good and hot, to roll that baby down the tracks, but that's what I'm saying. Ingenuity. We've been on this planet for hundreds and thousands of years, and we've done nothing but grow smarter. So, figure it out, scientists. You know what I mean? You got those big Harvard law degrees and top-of-the-line school diplomas. Figure out something. Make yourself worthwhile. Because a car chuck-loaded with a bunch of batteries that's going to do nothing but explode, start on fire, and then not let you out of the damn thing because it's going to lock the doors and keep you in, nobody's going to buy that shit. The BRICS nations, look into it. If you don't know what I'm talking about. If you do know what I'm talking about, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not looking good for the U.S. and our fiat. Every day it loses a little bit more. That's why it's a good idea to have some of this. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but it wouldn't hurt, you know? Gold and silver will always have a value. Our paper money, they may switch it over to digital, and then guess what? Everything you got stocked up in your safe or in a bank account or whatever becomes worth that. Digital. Hand it in, or in a week and a half, it won't be worth anything. This stuff right here, becoming more and more valuable every day. With the wind, with the solar, with the battery packs they're trying to make things last longer and longer with. Everything. This stuff right here. Keep your eye on it because it's going to the moon. That's my prediction. And you don't want to be left behind on that either. So do what you have to, but I'm trying to make my family a nice stack for the future here. And hopefully things turn out good for them. Central Michigan Stacker. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm out.